Take a second.
Good to go, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Today, what day is it? 7th? Call to order the special meeting of the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners for October the 7th. What do we want to do first?
We'll go ahead and hear the item on the GP Strategies proposal. Is Josh on the call?
I am, if you can hear me.
Yeah, if you want to go over the proposal, then of course Scotty's here and he can add any additional comments.
Sure. Let me try to exit out of this screen. Okay, so the proposal is basic, just to do the assessments and coordinate with FEMA on the Hurricane Sally unpaved roads. So we've already, in working for the past year and a half, have a strong understanding of both 4177 and 4399, what roads are included in both of those. So the proposal basically addresses our ability to quickly mobilize and efficiently identify duplication of benefits that may arise or questions that may arise resulting from those two, as well as having pre-existing conditions or quantities of work that's already been validated on 4177 for unpaved roads. So it gives us an advantage to start quickly and have adequate documentation. We've also looked at, surrounding areas, documentation from obviously starting from 4177 and on for unpaved roads. So we'll follow that methodology, and then new methodology that FEMA applied during Hurricane Michael that moved away from cubic yards and quantities to a square yardage for just reshaping those ditches or reshaping roads. And then our deliverables, we'd like to start as soon as we get a notice to proceed, start immediately. We've already been coordinating and discussing our approach, and we would like to have 5 teams working 5 days a week over 5 weeks. And we think we can complete all the assessments using slightly modified standard site inspection reports that FEMA will use. So then when we go back out in the field with FEMA, they are validating damages provided in a format that they are familiar with. And in addition to just doing the assessments, coordinating with FEMA and FDM on an initial scoping meeting, that's the terminology for a kickoff meeting now, that will establish our overall damages. We'll come prepared with a complete narrative, the overall damages, even if we don't have each individual street identified. And we'd like to do that within 21 days, really 21 days of now. So we anticipated a declaration for Jackson County probably early next week. If we can schedule that kickoff meeting, calling that in 3 weeks from now, maybe 2, depending on how fast we're moving out there in the field, we'll have sufficient data collected to provide a very accurate representation of overall damages for this event to FEMA. And then we will schedule complete validations with them after our 5 weeks are completed and all our documentation is ready. The rest of it is related to damages. So the grant administration completing the damage inventory submission, which will be necessary. That's sort of a FEMA process step, listing every single site, completing the level of damages on those and submitting those to grants portal. We've already submitted the request for public assistance for Cat B, which will just allow you to access Cat C and C through G once it's been allocated. Additionally, working with Scotty on project grouping. We've already had some preliminary discussions on the best approach to get PWs written, where each district is grouped together, not across multiple PWs. So we can really focus on district by district, which roads are damaged, what value is for each district, and decisions can be made district by district. And then uploading documentations into grant portal, which is FEMA's database, and keeping that up to date. Once we do get projects grouped and formulated based off of the damage inventory, we can complete the EEIs in grants portal as well. So that's all covered in this scope of work. And then the cost estimate is provided for each of those different elements, the damage assessment, grant administrations, and then the overall project management for the program. And this is anticipated to be funded through a Category Z PW, which is 5% of the overall value of the PWs that are obligated. Not in this proposal, but there has been some preliminary estimates based on methodology used in 4177 plus methodology used in Michael that FEMA is in the process of approving. Under 4177 methodology, we believe it's to be around 75 million. And under the new methodology, it would be around 100 or a little over 100 million, based on a loss of 3 inches of depth across all roads. And obviously that is very preliminary. And as we get out there and see what the damage is, that could be adjusted. And that's all I have.
I have a question. Josh, you indicated this was dirt roads.
Yes.
I have a chip seal road, that Stevens Road, washed probably 150 yards or so, that was damaged. Are you going to classify that as dirt, or what are you going to do?
You will classify that as damaged roads. So we have, this estimate is based on 615 roads. That is the total amount of your unpaved roads. Some of these roads we're not 100% sure that what's in the county's database, it's still that way. So there could be some adjustments, but we want to hit everything that's been damaged for sure, and we'll capture that.
Well, will they allow, can we put in for mitigation to put asphalt on it?
Yeah. So after we, submit all of our damages, and we work with them to come up with that cost of repair. Basically, in this DDD, we will have a method of repair as well. So we do the site inspection reports and we say this much has been damaged. We will offer up a method of repair, which would be that square yard reshaping line item that's in FDOT's maintenance contract. The outcome of that will give us a dollar amount, and there is a hazard mitigation proposal that has been proposed by FEMA for other places that we would recommend here. That would potentially double the price, and then we would cap that and come up with an improved project that transitions the
When you say
dirt road to asphalt.
okay, that's their mitigation.
Their mitigation is not actually that. It's a geotech fabric, but the cost of it plus the cost to repair allows for a reevaluation of potential asphalt paving over those roads. So their mitigation proposal is a geotech fabric.
A geotech fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that one.
I don't know. It's
Geotech is.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what their what the product is. It could be a stabilizer that the dirt is like almost like a beehive. I think is where Joseph has explained that to me. I think it goes beyond just, the basic geotech that you put around a bridge or behind riprap. I think it's a little bit more advanced.
Hang on a minute, Josh. What were you saying, Scotty?
Come on.
Yeah, just better pull it towards you, whatever. There you
I
go.
said, with the geotech fabric, it's more to it than just putting the fabric down, putting stuff on it. But the sheer cost of that translates back to asphalt paving. It, works out. So that's the model that Washington County used and some other ones we looked at. So that's where we're going is we'll mitigate it to asphalt or as far as we can go.
Okay,
I got a question.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Hill.
Josh, in that mediation process, what's usually the average that they do get to convert over? Is it cost analysis of each, on an individual basis of each road, whether the cost is better to go ahead and pave it for them on long term, or where do they come up with that formula at?
So the mitigation is based on 100%. The mitigation is for erosion control. So that's a terminology that really needs to be, we're going to put forward so it fits into the guidelines. And then if the mitigation is less than 100% of the cost to repair, it's approved for erosion control. After that, you combine both of those numbers, and I think that's going to be an internal evaluation of whether you can pave that road or what you can do to that road. And we would go forward with a 428 plan that converts it to asphalt. And the asphalt would compensate the mitigation.
You're going to base all of this on a contractor doing all of the work. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I just have a question. How does all this coordinate in with 4177 stuff that we've got going on with that?
Yeah, there's 130 roads that are going out to bid, or that are out to bid that are prepared to finalize repair on, other than the special projects. So those 130 have been separated and set aside. Scotty has the contractor for the projects going out and looking at them right now just to evaluate what, if the current scope of work is adequate. So our assessment for Sally will be on the other roads not related to 4177. And then those roads that have been validated, we do have that distinct list. We know exactly what's been validated and what has been put on it, so we can clearly show what work has been completed. And the intent is to put that information in a site packet for when FEMA comes out. So we'll have a clear evidence that work has been completed for 4177. There's no duplication of benefits.
Commissioner
This
Hill.
may be for Scotty or Josh, either one. So the contracts that have led in 4177, I think Lois is one that got the bid on them, and one specifically in the east side of Sneeds was about to be started on. They'd already repositioned the equipment, a partial part of the equipment. When can they start on that?
Next Wednesday.
They'll start next
We
week.
met with Travis Howard all day this morning, and they're gonna start next Wednesday.
So we won't lose any compensation for that road. Have they already reevaluated that road wasn't
Right.
damaged?
We
or-
shouldn't lose any on those. If we have to have additional material, we'll have to capture that, submit it under that, but we may have to actually bring that dirt in to keep going on 4177, but we don't want to hold 4177 up
Right,
over
right.
5 loads of dirt.
Yeah, that's right. I was just
So
wondering
we're
where that judgment calls to be made up. Obviously, it don't have to be on a road by road basis
Right.
because 130 roads have to be evaluated on,
We're gonna go to work next Wednesday, and we're gonna evaluate it as we go.
so that means they'll starting on the road next Wednesday.
That's the plan.
Now, that was the 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
What about on 2 and
One and
1 and 2?
the contracts are 1 and 5 and 2 and 4.
1 and 5 and 2 and 4. I mean, we'll.
Oh, so mine's, yeah. Okay.
We're last.
Right.
Y'all are. That's where you need to be.
But he's gonna start with one crew right over there, and then he's gonna add the other
He said
crew
it.
after. And then it'll start on the other project. We're gonna try to close out PWs where we don't cross up billing as best we can without jumping him all over the place.
Right.
Scotty, do you have a list of those 130 roads?
I do. I don't have them with me. But
Can I come by your office and get a copy?
yes, sir, you can.
Can you email a copy of
Yes,
mine?
yes, sir, I
Oh,
can.
you're high tech.
No, I'm just.
Y'all should have done got these.
It's
2 or
the
3
same
times.
list, it's the same list that we sent out before.
I don't know where
on the
mine
bid.
is, but I've got it. That should be in the emails. I
Good
know,
luck.
and you've said that several times.
It's out there. The Chinese got it.
Yeah, there you go. Dang Chinese.
So what do we need to do?
So we
We
need
need,
your authorization for them to proceed with this proposal.
How much is it gonna cost us?
The total is $330,833.31.
That's reimbursable, correct, by FEMA?
I got a motion by Commissioner Hill. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any more
Anybody else online?
discussion? Oh, yes, is Commissioner Lockie online?
No, sir.
Okay, neither is Spires, right?
No, sir.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor, say, raise your right hand. All opposed?
Say, raise your hand.
Yeah, I should have said aye. Motion carried, 3-0.
Okay, and just a couple other things, Scotty, if you want to go ahead with your task order.
Due to the motor graders not getting here until December, January, I'd like to request that we be able to issue a task order to Missy Mossy to not exceed $50,000 to allow them to continue grading the Conflagton Hills, but also other areas of the county to help where we don't have the motor graders. And that would go through January 31st, 2021. There was like 23,000 that should have rolled over. It ended, but that we hadn't used.
Somebody, Mr. Chairman, with a question for me, too.
You got a motion, so here's, I got a second, motion by Hill, second by Peacock, go ahead.
So
Mr.
on
Hill.
this, again, how much money's left in that for Compass Lake?
23,000.
23,000 there, and so there's no time bracket on that, that's just 23,000 they run out, or is there a time bracket?
Well,
that's
it ran
not
out
right.
then, but
Current budget, you were
We don't
not
have
going
any.
to
We have to-
charge Compass Lake for anything that we did out there.
That's right,
You're
that's right.
absorbing them.
That's
So
right.
it'll all come out of road. and bridge,
Right,
and
right.
it's got this year's money.
we got to come out of, construction fund or something, but,
Okay, yeah, I forgot
We
about
gotta-
that.
we got to
What
go.
I'm saying is, we don't like, do we need to present a list of them, to what roads we want them to work on? I mean, what are we gonna do? I mean, also, they gotta go between, primarily for the district, primarily.
Right, don't break don't try to fix what ain't broken. I mean,
Right.
kind of let Roy's kind of grade it like we've been grading it.
Right, sure.
And that's what, when we get our new motor graders in, we're gonna put one down there and we're gonna follow that same model. That's keep them happy.
Oh, yeah, I was just referring to each one of us, because I mean, also there's gonna be some spaces that we need to fill
Right,
gaps.
and like I said, I'll give the district supervisors and we'll insert,
Only got 2 now.
Oh, that's
right, we'll insert the other ones to
Okay,
take care
good.
of y'all.
As neat, okay,
As
good,
neat.
great.
So we're still looking December, January?
Yes.
Did we vote? Nope. No. All in favor? Yes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion carried. 3-0. We're supposed to do right. We're supposed to do hands in this meeting, Peacock.
Okay,
Last night was eyes.
just a couple other things. We got a request from Chris Doolin that we need 2 new appointments for the Small County Coalition. Because Lockie and Spires, of course, will be no longer able to be a part of that. So I just was wondering if y'all would be willing to give me 2 names for the Small County Coalition.
It can be private citizens.
No, yeah.
Small,
I'm on Small County, okay.
small county.
I make a motion, we make Peacock and Page those 2 nominations. Might as well second one, if you ain't on the other one. Bet that.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. 3-0.
Thank you.
There you
And
go.
then at our previous
We're gonna redo some of this stuff,
meeting a
too.
couple times ago, I shared with y'all about the steering committee, that I thought it would be most appropriate for the steering committee to report to the TDC and the TDC make recommendations to you all, but I was wondering if y'all would put that in a motion just for the record.
Say that one more time now.
The steering committee to report to
Which
the
is
TDC
composed of,
of the
It's
six
just the
members.
six people.
6 members that we chose.
Right.
And then-
But the
Right.
TDC will come with the recommendations like they normally would. I mean, I said it, but y'all didn't actually take
We'll
action
still
on
be
it.
part of this recommendation process. We're
Yeah,
not,
well,
Final.
oh, I
it
know
comes
we're
to
final,
us,
but.
we
but
decide.
you're the- oh,
And
right,
Kate
right,
is
right.
on the steering
I'm
committee.
on the steering
Oh, right,
committee.
right, I understand that, yeah, and that's fine, that's great, but what I'm saying is will we be involved with that process as they're doing it? I mean, I don't wanna come up here and have a stack of papers that we recommend this, and there might be some recommendation, we give that to Clint.
Well, I think periodically, it's just a difference of whether the steering committee reports directly to the board or
Right.
sort of goes through the
Oh, I get
TDC.
if they go to the TDC, then
The TDC looks at it too, and then. which
Right,
I'm-
yeah.
It really-
I got the
then it
process.
comes-
Honestly, it really doesn't matter that much.
No,
to-
and I know problem with
Which
the process,
way?
I just wanna know that we have our DNA on that, front out there, I mean, I don't make other people making decisions for us.
Yeah, well, it
These are
ultimately comes
recommendations,
to
right.
you, and myself, Carlin, and Kate will be at all of these steering committee meetings. So theoretically, we should know the vision and what we've talked about for years now, and I don't envision anything coming up. This is just the museum, bear in mind.
Oh,
This is just the museum.
Oh, yeah,
museum
oh,
or-
yeah.
It's just the
No, just the
museum.
museum.
Okay,
I'm better with that.
so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Peacock, second by Commissioner Hill. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, like sign, motion carried 3-0.
Okay, and then the last item is Camellia Acres. So a few meetings ago, before Sally, y'all declared that an emergency to repair the culvert. And so then after Sally, that's a significantly different repair. And so, Scotty, if you want to speak to that.
It was gonna be a sleeve. Whenever Sally come back, it, completely collapsed. So no longer can sleeve it. And we got pricing from C.W. Roberts and Anderson Columbia for emergency repair. C.W. Roberts was $85,370.05, and Anderson Columbia was $149,858.48. That's putting in concrete pipe under the roadway, head wall, mitered in correctly to DSD standards, putting the base back, paving the road back to where it's correct. The sleeve was a great idea, but when they got there to video it and they would have seen the voids that we couldn't see that Sally exposed, we would have been back in here anyway. Because when I got down there and it collapsed, I looked over there and there was some zero dirt washed down there, other than a couple handfuls. That's it. For that whole time, it's been voided under there. It's just packed in on the ends. And it's a wonder that it had stayed that long.
Pipes up the dirt out.
I think the water, where they didn't have a head, but they had old sandbag head wall on that end, the water worked on the outside of the pipe and then slowly, surely undermined it. And I think every time people went over there and packed stuff back on the ends to just do the best they could.
We had, what, about 6 feet, maybe 8 feet opening?
Oh,
With
yeah,
the dirt,
it was
all the dirt was gone.
gone. But it-
And that's why.
It didn't wash away that day. It had been
About 2
gone.
feet down.
The C.W. Roberts can start next week on the $85,000 repair. Because
So move, Mr. Chairman.
So I can,
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
so they're gonna do about 100 feet or so of
Road
asphalt on there, Scotty.
Is that what you asked?
they'll pave it back.
Oh, that motion includes, yeah, that's in my motion. We'll do it.
Motion is to,
Emergency
Allow it
repair.
to,
C.W.
repair
Roberts, right?
Right.
C.W. Roberts for 85,000,
Oh,
blah, blah, blah.
We'll issue them a contract.
So we got a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried 3-0.
Can I get that dollar value one more time?
$85,370.05. I will forward you the proposals and everything when I get back to the office. So you'll have it all.
So Mr. Mossy can start when, Scotty?
Wednesday.
No, I mean on the grading, yeah.
Oh, the grading, I'm gonna call, when I get out here, I'm gonna call Royce and put him.
Yeah, we just don't wanna
put him
get
back to
behind
work.
if we can.
I'm gonna sit down with him this afternoon and see where I need him to go and putting back to work.
While we're here, fact conference, we were talking about possibly going, but they're doing a Zoom conference too.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get
Okay.
participate.
we'll tell Tammy.
You mean FAC?
Yeah.
The fact is doing it on Friday, 1 hour a day. Yeah, it's not. So
That's
you
what
were
we're talking
reading
about.
FAC,
Yeah.
the one that you
One of them
want to go
acronyms.
down,
We were going to go to St. John's.
County for the one that's got doing the webinar things.
But they're not having one in person. So
They are having.
They
one
are.
in
They're not,
person.
it's next year. They've announced next year will be in St. John County.
Okay, well, we,
Really?
Yes.
There was something in October.
yeah, they said you could
Yeah.
go and,
Hey.
yeah, you could go or be on Zoom. That's what Tammy
I
said.
don't know. I can't go.
We're not
either way.
going.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
We just, while we was here.
Is it FAC you said?
In fact, is the one that's doing it every Friday for an hour for the next 3 Fridays. You missed the first one.
So one you're speaking about, that y'all talking about, the hospital would be the,
What,
with FAC, FAC.
What are we
I'm
going to do
confused.
about,
Next year, they have set for St. John. It would have been this year.
what are we going to do about ethics training?
That never happened.
Huh?
That-
No.
No, I know. I'm
Um,
moving on. Got to move fast.
Normally,
League of Cities does one out here, but
Yeah,
they're
at
not.
League of Cities, there's one year there, I went to that one, and
At the church.
RCC, yeah, RCC.
Yeah, you
and
went
I've been-
Do
I've
we
been
have to
going-
do it annually?
Yes,
Yes.
every year.
You haven't done it here.
No, there's been none, but I'm ethical anyway.
There was some
That's
scheduled,
weird.
but I don't think they happened.
Can we do it electronically?
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
There's a cost for that.
And I
I like
think
going
mine-
back, no, they play Jeopardy, you know, Wheel of Fortune, that's mine. I went to
I
one
can
year.
find out some info on the ethics.
I'd like to just say one other thing before.
yes.
We're
West
working,
Florida League of Cities usually does one too, and that play,
Play.
the one on the past, three separate things, somebody or.
well, I know the League of Cities got canceled. Because I had booked the room for them and they canceled.
Well, we need to keep that in mind. We gotta have it before December 31st.
Yeah.
I had to find out when I did 2 in 1 year, my last one I did was,
Yeah, but I don't
It
think that
didn't
counts.
I wanna just go back to math, you know, so I don't know how soon mine was, is it yearly? I don't know.
Can you
It's
find out?
yearly, one time a
I didn't know
year.
I did it this year.
I texted Jim to see if he knows.
They ain't had it.
Working on the Smart City Capital, hopefully be able to come back to the board fairly soon. Some sort of agreement to do some work.
That's on, okay.
Broadband.
Eric? Is Michelle on?
She is.
Michelle, do you have anything?
I'm here. I don't have anything.
Okay. Well, then,
I don't have anything else.
might as well go around and pick out nothing else.
No,
We here, might as well say something we need to talk about. Eric? Clay? Danielle? Well, there you go. Okay, and I have nothing, so this, Scotty, anything else? Harlan? Meeting's adjourned.